Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the City of Pasadena, Texas. City Council meeting, October 6th, 2020, 10 a.m. Is the Reverend here? Do you see him? Oh, I do see you, sir. If you'll lead us in invocation, Thomas Shangbine, you'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, please stand. Thank you. Sir, you can step up to the, if you don't mind.
Good morning to
Good
everyone.
morning.
Let us pray. Gracious God, who created us and gifted us with life and placed us within human communities, we thank you for all gathered here this morning, and we thank you for the city of Pasadena. Thank you for the many and abundant blessings, for courage and strength amidst challenging days and times, for life in the face of death, for a measure of health even as we battle against a pandemic, for the citizens of our city who serve in many and diverse ways to build our neighborhoods, for the strength you have given our mayor and members of the city council to bear their responsibilities. Grant us an appreciation for the work of your people, especially in this day we remember our school teachers delivering education in change and challenging circumstances. Give them courage and confidence. Help our children to learn, whether in person or virtually, and be with parents making decisions about the health and education of their children. Grant wisdom as we all seek what is good. Also grant us an appreciation for the work of all public servants, elected officials, businesses, nonprofits, those whose work is visible and those whose work remain behind the scenes, all who contribute to the vitality of our city. And gracious God, bless the agenda of today's meeting, that the work of the mayor and councilors will be of great benefit for the city of Pasadena. Give them assurance that their work is not in vain. Give all of us joy in what we do as we build and sustain our relationships, and give us peace in our hearts. We ask all these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
If you'd please join me in saying a pledge to our United States flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now please join me in the pledge to the Texas state flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Councilman Shangbine.
Good morning, everyone. This morning, we come together, our first meeting in October, and you know, each month seems to have its own color, and October has the color of purple, and it's for domestic violence. I'd like to thank the mayor. The mayor and I attended the bridge. They had a groundbreaking ceremony to have a new facility built, and they received $7 million in grants and contributions. And the city of Pasadena went out and did $1 million grant for the bridge. And sometimes people with no voices need to be protected, and these women with children need to be protected. And I'm proud to live in a city that supports such great causes. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Ibarra.
I want to talk about this new program that the Pasadena Police Department has started. It's called the Police Service Request Form. If you go on, a lot of times, a lot of constituents call us and our cell phones and basically ask for particular police services. But they started this new program that you can actually go online, go into the Pasadena Police Department's website. On the front, you'll actually see Police Service Request Form. You'll go in there, put your name, your address, your telephone number, your email address, and then you can report different things like suspicious person activity, like gang activity, drug activity, and then you can also report traffic issues such as speeding, parking complaints, stop sign violations, unsafe driving, or anything that has to do with quality of life. What they'll do is this will actually be sent to one of the two community liaison officers. They'll actually look at it, and then they'll go out there and respond to it. It is a very effective program. I've actually used it, and I've actually used it personally in working with the two community liaison officers. But I do encourage residents out there to please go into the website, use it. The only way we're going to address issues of crime or quality of life is by us being involved, and this is another step in doing that. And with that, I'll pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Lehman.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to remind everybody, even though the coronavirus numbers are going down, we still need to be safe. And when you're in public, wear your masks, hand sanitizer. And I'd like to comment on the police department. Last meeting, we had some residents from a particular neighborhood come up here and express concerns over an issue in the neighborhood. And from what I understand, our police department got that taken care of, and I just want to tell them job well done, and thank you. With that,
Thank you,
I
sir.
pass.
Councilman Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. This time, I pray for unity in our country. Soon, we're going to have an election for the president. I pray for the people that have the virus. I hope they get well. Continue praise until we beat this virus that's continuing out there. Texas has had one of the 36 states that's getting higher cases of the virus, so we got to be careful, especially the flu season coming on. And also only 54% of the people in this country are wearing masks. And there was a study by Washington State University that said if we don't do like Taiwan, they got a mandatory mask wearing of 95% in that country, and they've had very few cases. But if we don't wear the mask and practice social distancing, according to this module, we're going to lose close to 300,000 more deaths due to the virus by December. And the module said if we wore the mask, we could save 89,000 lives. And I pray that we do wear the mask and practice social distance, and I pray that we save lives. Because this is a united country, this is a democracy. And I pray that when the election's over with, we got the House and Senate, Supreme Court. This is a great country. And I hope we continue as a democracy, a great country, and I believe we will, because we got great people in this country. And we got a great government. And we've had some problems in the past, but we'll correct them and move forward. I don't have a whole lot longer in this world, and I realize that, but it's for the young people. We need to take care of the grandkids, the younger people that are going to lead this country in the future. And I pray that we do that when I pass.
Thanks, sir. Councilman Casados.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I just would like to say, thank the Lord we get up every day and are able to do the things that we are able to do. There are a lot of people that don't have the same liberties and physical abilities that I do, but I do want to ask that people continue to wear your masks, continue practicing your social distancing. Numbers are actually going up over the last few weeks, and we just need to kind of hang in there, guys. I know everybody's getting tired. I know it's daunting. I know it's really a pain in the neck, to be quite honest with you, to sit up here and wear my mask, go out in public and wear a mask. I mean, heck, it gets hot and humid outside. It's very uncomfortable. I get it. But if we want to save lives, we want to help save your neighbor. It's about saving the people that are across from me here, my counters here, council members. I want to wear this thing to protect them, as much as protecting myself, but protecting them, the police officer in the back, everybody here. And, it's just the way it is. We want to do what's best for everyone, not just yourselves or your immediate family, but Like we like to say here in Pasadena, we're Pasadena strong. We're a community as a whole. We want to unite. We want unity, as Councilmember Harrison stated. And doing that, being united and doing things to help one another and to progress together is the way we need to do that. So continue wearing the masks, stay in there, stay strong, and God bless. That'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wheeler.
Thank you, Mayor. So we had a last meeting, we had a lot of citizens come up here from Parkview Estates that had been long battling a problem house in our neighborhood, and it'd been going on for quite some time, several years, and the city had taken a lot of action. There's a book of how many actions that have been taken at the house, but I do want to commend the mayor's office, the police department, the health department, the legal department. They went out there and they were able to, I think, permanently find a solution for that house. And it took everything working together, but I know the residents of Parkview Estates are very happy. That's where I live, in Parkview Estates. I can tell you that I've seen a lot less suspicious characters roaming the streets since that raid has happened, I'll put it that way. And so kudos to everyone involved, and kudos to the police department for going out there first. And with that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Caton.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to say congratulations to the 25-year service award recipients, our municipal judge, Lester Roy, and Selena Hinosa. And let's all continue to pray for all the ones that have been stricken with the COVID-19. We pray that they would get well. And a reminder, next Tuesday, the 13th, early voting is going to start. So it's going to be a very important presidential election this year. So not only vote for the other offices, senators, congressmen, but especially cast your vote for the president. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Bass.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you watching us on TV. I want to congratulate Mr. Rourke, Ms. Hinosa on 25 years. One's in municipal court, one's in water billing. That is a great accomplishment. I also wanted to mention that we have a Taste of the Town. That's a big event for the Pasadena Chamber. That should be coming up around the first Thursday of November. It's going to be a little different, and I hope it succeeds. It's going to be more of a kind of a drive-in, is what I'm understanding. Also, if you are a local business, and there's a criteria for small business, but between the EDC and the Chamber, there's going to be probably $250,000 worth of grants, 1,000 at a time. If you want to apply for them, they're going to do one, I think, at 125,000. So that's 125 businesses, and then they're going to do another one. So it's like finding money on the ground. Go out there and apply, and maybe they can give you a grant for $1,000. That'll help. That'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Okay, brings us down to citizens wishing to speak to council. First is Robert Jeter, third.
Good morning, council. On September 21st, the city closed El Jardín Beach. That is inconsistent with Article 1, Section 33 of the Texas Constitution. The city does not have the authority to close public beaches. Additionally, some members of council are calling for unity, but are the ones that are being the most divisive, improperly citing ordinances, complete disregard for the Constitution. And I question whether or not all members of council are even capable of reading the Constitution. Illiterate lives matter. but they shouldn't be elected to council. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, sir. Christina Womack.
Shocker, I was chatting.
No.
Hello, Mayor, City Council members. The Pasadena Chamber is wrapping up the year. We've got 2 events left. Councilman Bass talked about Taste of the Town. It is gonna look different, but we are excited to showcase our local restaurants and business vendors out there. So we invite you to get your tickets and come out and enjoy that event. You can purchase tickets online at the Pasadena Chamber website. Our other event is our Last Breakfast with Champions series. That'll be on October 15th. We'll hear from President of HEB, Scott McClellan, on his transition this year in leadership, leading HEB, as well as having some opportunity for one-on-one Q&A dialogue. So you can register. It's a pay-what-you-can event, so we want to make our events open for all. So we invite you to join that Zoom virtual event. Also, just want to say thank you, Mayor, for your recognition of Turner Industries as our Industry of the Year and Crown Hill Cemetery Association as our nonprofit organization. Jackie Welch Spirit of Community Award recipient. We honored them last week at the golf tournament. And so just send your congratulations to them for the work that they do in our community. And then as Councilman Bass also mentioned, the Pasadena Loves Local campaign is in full swing. So the deadline to apply for the first grant applications is October 14th. So any business with less than 50 employees that has a physical location in Pasadena is eligible. So we have flyers on the PasadenaLovesLocal.biz website. So if you're looking for information, one-pagers to hand out to any of your constituents, or for businesses to understand if they're eligible, they can visit that to qualify for the Pasadena Cares Financial Assistance Grant Program. There's also an opportunity to individually sign up to be a part of the campaign and help spread how important it is to shop local in our communities, especially as we rebuild as a result of everything that the community has seen this year. So we invite you to sign up online for that as well. As always, there's Membership 101 information at the Pasadena Chamber every month. If you're trying to figure out how you can plug in or take advantage of resources, you can do that online. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Jed Apaka.
Mayor and Council, good morning. Glad to speak with you guys again today. We have our Healthy Parks Plan on the agenda today to accept as a resolution, so we're very excited about this document that has been put together by our team. We've been working on it for the last year and a half, generously funded by the Houston Endowment and MD Anderson. And we had a great team of working on this project, along with our advisory committee of stakeholders and committee members, and we got all sorts of input. So we had some support from our advisory committee, some of the members who couldn't be here, so I just wanted to share their letter that they shared with me. I wanted to read it to you guys real quick. This is from the American Heart Association. Dear Mayor Wagner, members of council, the American Heart Association is the nation's oldest and largest voluntary organization dedicated to fighting heart disease and stroke. Heart disease is the #1 killer worldwide, and stroke ranks second globally. We want to see a world free of cardiovascular diseases and stroke. In partnership with millions of volunteers and supporters, AHA funds innovative scientific research, fights for stronger public health policies, and provides life-saving tools and information to prevent and treat disease. AHA recognizes that equitable access to parks is critical to the health of the Pasadena community. Accordingly, AHA works with policymakers across the nation to ensure that these types of projects are in place to provide the most vulnerable members of our community with more safe options to be active. Regular physical activity is essential health behavior that reduces the risk of numerous chronic conditions such as cardiovascular disease and promotes mental and physical well-being. These types of projects not only positively contribute to human health, but environmental and economic health as well, which leads to a healthier, vibrant community overall. A healthy park system is essential to the quality of life. The COVID-19 pandemic has exposed how important this is as more people seek responsible outdoor recreation. Individuals and families are exposed to increased risks from car traffic due to lack of accessible sidewalks and bike lanes in many areas of our community. Everyone of all ages and abilities deserve access to a place to belong, to be active, and enjoy nature. AHA urges Pasadena City Council to support the Healthy Parks Plan and prioritize the recommended investments of its contents. Creating opportunities for all members of our community to move, gather, and relax safely and easily is more important than ever. This is from Emily Paul, Community Impact Director for the American Heart Association. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir, you bet. Tim Miller.
Good morning, Mayor, Council. I've been asked to read a letter from MD Anderson Cancer Center and the Be Well Communities division there in support of the Healthy Parks Plan. On behalf of Pasadena Vibrant Communities, we are pleased to inform you of our program support for the City of Pasadena Parks and Recreation Department in the quest for the adoption of the Pasadena Healthy Parks Plan. The Pasadena Healthy Parks Plan assessed the existing park system resources and programming and developed a long-term vision for healthy, equitable park system. Pasadena Vibrant Community, a program of the Cancer Prevention and Control Platform, has dedicated staff on our Be Well Communities team. Our team was very involved in the Pasadena Healthy Parks Plan through provisions of matching funding through an extension of our services agreement. Additionally, beyond financial support, we present and support we were present and supportive throughout the process of creating the plan by participating in the planning and stakeholder meetings and reviewing the written plan several times. We believe in the long-term vision that the Parks and Recreation Healthy Parks Plan development, and we support the content and roadmap to execute the plan. We look forward to the implementation of the plan in the future. We were pleased to have the opportunity to expand our relationship with the City of Pasadena and collaborate on the Healthy Parks Plan. Sincerely, Ruth Rikus, PhD, Director of the Be Well Communities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Pat, you're up.
Good morning. On the agenda, you have a 69% increase in the car allowance. Currently, you get $650 a year. At last year's IRS business rate of 58 cents per mile, that already covers 1,120 miles per month, or 37 miles a day. Your proposed $1,100 a month car allowance at the 2020 IRS rate, which has gone down to 57.5 cents a mile, would cover 1,913 miles per month. That is 63 miles every day, including weekends. That is 22,956 miles a year. The United States average is 13,500. The Texas average is 16,347. And that's for all driving, not just your business driving. Don't tell me it's because you're going to training and meetings. I've been there. I've worked with almost all of you, and I know you're not going to that many meetings and trainings. You're not doing 63 miles a day every day. Now, in pre-council, Councilmember Ibarra said this would cover cell phone and internet. Are these expenses you would not already have? This would raise you to a car allowance a time and a half what the mayor gets. The mayor covers the whole city, and normally he goes to a lot of meetings. The way I see it, this is actually a way to raise your pay without taking it to the voters. Your car allowance would be almost 4 times what your pay is. It's a sneaky way to do it, and you should be above doing it that way. Please don't try to raise your pay this way. There's an election next year. Put it on the ballot. And thank you, Mayor, for saying that this will be a roll call vote.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, that brings us down to presentations of service awards. Mr. Dan Pennington. I'll come to the back. I figured it's a lot, sorry.
Mayor and council, it's my pleasure today to recognize 2 employees for their lengthy service to the city. Collectively, these employees represent a half a century, 50 years worth of service to the city, and they should be commended for their accomplishment. First is Dulce Hinojosa. She's being recognized with the gold ring for having 25 years of service with the water department. Next is Lester Rorick. His better half is over here, am I right? He's being also recognized for 25 years of service with the gold ring. He's been working in municipal court the whole time. So please help me congratulate both employees for their lengthy service.
Thank you, sir. Okay, that brings us down to final acceptance of, Park Trails Village for the permanent maintenance of a 28-foot paved road, 8-inch water lines, 8 sanitary sewer lines, various sizes storm sewer lines constructed within the platted dedicated right-of-way and easements.
Motion.
Motion by Shanebine, seconded by Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Brings down the presentation of the minutes, September 15th, 2020, 6 p.m. We got a motion by Lehman. Second by Ibarra. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Brings us down to progress payments.
Motion.
Motion by Caton,
Second.
second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Financial resolutions.
Motion?
Motion by Caton,
Second.
second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Personnel changes A,
Motion.
C. Got a motion by Shanebine, second by Ibarra. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
No.
Well, excuse me, one no. Casados.
It's Casados.
Thank you. Sorry. I mean no disrespect. Excuse me. All right, Madam Secretary, brings down the final readings.
An ordinance granting to Eastern Energy Pipelines LLC the right, privilege, and franchise of permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove 1/16 isobutane pipeline right on and across parcels of land, the center line and route of which, as shown on the attached plats and the courses and distances, descriptions in the attached Exhibit A, incorporated herein for all purposes all in the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena, Texas, and in accordance with plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, or permit is granting, and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2020-122, contract for the annual maintenance for the Encode Court software with Tyler Technologies LLC. Ordinance 2020-123, accepting, approving, and adopting the valuation and assessment of all real and personal property in the city of Pasadena, Harris County, Texas for the 2020 tax year, providing a repealing clause and a severability clause. Ordinance 2020-124, authorizing, approving, selecting Public Management Inc. to provide administration planning services for the Community Development Block Grant Mitigation Funding and authorizing assistance with pre-funding services. And Ordinance 2020-125, approving the sale of tract 2B, replat of Tract 2 of the replat of Southmore Medical Subdivision, saving except a 1.0043 acre tract and file number 201404823887, recorded in Harris County, Texas, also known as 901 Curtis Avenue, Pasadena, Texas, to Peace Bible Living Ministries for the amount of $105,100.
So moved. Motion by Bass, second by Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Go ahead, sir. Okay, sir, we're fixing to read that right now.
We were going to read that later.
You bet, I figured you go in there. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, let me go ahead and do it, okay.
We
Ordinance,
need a vote. We need a vote.
we need
Oh, we gotta read it first.
On the
to
first
vote
one.
on these.
We already did.
We already voted.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
we
Because
voted.
he asked a question.
No, we voted, and then he asked a question after
Oh,
the vote.
okay.
I promise
Okay,
you.
okay, I thought, I was with you, I didn't hear you.
We voted.
We voted.
Okay. Yes, sir. I knew there were motions made, but I didn't hear the vote, actually.
All right, then we'll vote. I know we did.
Okay, just to be
Aye.
sure.
Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? It passes, and that's when he talked. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Ordinance 2021-20, an ordinance designating that portion of Vista Road extending from Preston Avenue to its termination at Space Center Boulevard be named Mickey Gilley Boulevard along that public street right-of-way within the city of Pasadena, Harris County, Texas, officially designating that improved street right-of-way as Mickey Gilley Boulevard and establishing an effective date and providing a repealing clause, savings clause, and a severability clause.
Motion. Motion by Bass, second by Ibarra. Any questions?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to amend ordinance 2020-120 on final reading by deleting Vista Road as stated therein and replacing it with Pansy Street, and by deleting the phrase Vista Road extending from Preston Avenue to its termination at Space Center Boulevard as stated therein, and replacing it with the phrase Pansy Street extending from Old Vista Road to its termination at Crenshaw Road.
Second. We have a second on it. Brings us down to a vote. Discussion. Go ahead, sir. Discussion, you're exactly right. Go ahead, sir.
There has been a precedent of making amendments on something that's magnitude as this amendment's being made. The legal department has decided or made an opinion that you cannot make magnitude amendments this insurmountable. So therefore, due to the opinion of the legal department, this amendment is invalid that I pass.
Okay, sir.
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to compliment Councilman Caton on his work in his district. Last council meeting, we had several individuals come up and speak and give different opinions and give different suggestions. And Councilman Caton worked within his district, he worked with his constituents, and found a resolve that works better than the original proposal. And he did the legwork himself. He partnered with the departments. He went through the process of putting the amendment together and getting it on the agenda. And I'd like to thank Councilman Caton for that.
Thank you, sir. Okay, any other comments? Mayor. Go ahead, sir. Ibarra. Go
I
ahead,
do
sir.
want to applaud Councilmember Cater for his work, but the only problem that I got is that we should be a little bit transparent, and each council member should have got that amendment in order for us to follow through whenever we read the amendment.
Okay,
I
sir.
think that would have been something that I would like to have in front of me so I can follow through, and with that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Okay,
Mayor.
go ahead, sir.
To that point, no council member got that amendment before the meeting or even at the meeting. I know there was some discussion of it beforehand, but that would have been an opportune time to give it. I just want to draw a point that there have been council members try to make amendments before and have been shut down because there wasn't written notice given to council. And it seems like that rule is selectively enforced whenever it benefits certain people, and it's not enforced when it doesn't. And so I just wanted to draw that point to these members of council, so next time that someone wants to make an amendment, this is being allowed right now. That I'll pass.
Let's just go with the rules, sir. The amendment is to give it back to the mayor's office to put on the agenda before, 72 hours before the council meeting. Councilman Caton did that. He followed the rules. Okay, any other
Mayor,
comment?
that is absolutely nowhere in the charter or Robert's Rules of Order.
It's
They're
an
just-
executive order I put out, and you're out of
That's
order,
not
sir.
what guides,
You're out of
that's
order,
what
sir.
not guides our council
Councilman
meetings.
Castelos, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so Mayor, that's 72 hours. I think you just kind of pulled that one out of the air. That's not in the charter and or anywhere, so.
Executive order, sir.
Yeah, again, it's not in our charter. But again, the ordinance that we're talking about, again, yeah, people have made comments or amendments in the past that have been shut down, but I want to get to the meat and potatoes of this thing here. The naming of this boulevard is Mickey Gilley. I just want to be perfectly clear that, I said this in pre-council, I have nothing against Mickey Gilley. Again, I don't even know him. I never met him before in my life, way before my time. I think a opportunity to maybe name Mickey Gilley Boulevard would have been probably 20 or 30 years ago when he was the thing going on at the time. But that's past us now. We're here. Most people that are my age and younger don't even know who Mickey Gilley is. But I'll say this, that, I think that in lieu of having, on the same agenda, we're naming some streets over some fallen officers, I think it's in bad taste, and to give an honor like this to a person that's still living, and in my opinion, really, hasn't given back to the community and given to the way a police officer's given his life. And we're honoring them with a street, and Mickey Gilly with the street. And again, nothing against Mr. Gilly, but what has he done for the city of Pasadena lately? Has he, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Is he giving money back to the people? Is he helping people out? I don't see it. So I'm not going to support this, and it's not because I have an agenda against any personal people. I just don't think it's right to give an individual this kind of honor and fallen police officers the same honor. It just doesn't match up to me. And with that, I pass.
Okay, sir, thank you. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, we have Wiggler, Casados, and Harrison. You as yes? Yes, on the amendment. Okay. Okay, so with that, the amendment passes. So the ordinance will change to the amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fixing to go to that. We're fixing to go to that. No. Okay, so let's vote for the amendment, for the actual ordinance, not the amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Same noes. So the amendment passes.
Okay, on the on the motion as amended, I think there was an added vote. Councilmember Bear?
Yes.
You voted for the amendment, but as amended, did you vote?
No.
Okay, that was a nay. Okay, got it, okay. It still
Okay,
passes, yeah,
okay.
okay.
Okay, Madam Secretary, that brings us down to first readings. And we're going to vote A for a roll call vote.
Okay, yes, sir.
And also, I'm sorry, also P now for a roll call vote. It was called by Councilman Bass.
Yes, sir. Okay. Ordinance 2021-27, authorizing and approving a grant application and agreement between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and the Texas Department of Transportation in the amount of $151,983.39 to conduct a comprehensive vehicular traffic enforcement program to be administered by the Police Department. Ordinance 2021-28, authorizing and approving a grant application agreement between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and the Texas Department of Transportation in the amount of $23,989.02 to conduct a commercial motor vehicle traffic enforcement program to be administered by the Pasadena Police Department. Ordinance 2021-29, authorizing and approving a contract with Cirrus Engineers, Inc. for design services for Burke Road paving and drainage improvement project, CIP S114, for a total appropriation $573,560 from the 2017 Certificate of Obligation Fund Balance Account. Ordinance 2020-130, authorizing and approving an agreement with LJA Engineering, Inc. for assistance related to the FEMA Community Rating System Program and assistance with flood control complaints and development permit inspections for the City of Pasadena, $80,000. Ordinance 2020-131, authorizing and approving a contract with LJA Engineering, Inc. for Phase 1 MS4 permit compliance assistance for the City of Pasadena, $130,000. Ordinance 2020-132, authorizing an approving agreement with HR Green, Inc. for professional services for water system model update, $50,000. Ordinance 2020-133, an ordinance canceling the agreement authorized by City Ordinance 2014-131 between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Harris County for maintenance of Olson Park. Ordinance 2020-134, changing the names of 4 public street rights-of-way within the City of Pasadena, Harris County, Texas, officially designating the improved street rights-of-way as Larry Candelaria Memorial Drive, Jesse Hamilton Memorial Drive, Arthur Dowdy Memorial Drive, and Les Early Memorial Drive. In honor of Pasadena police officers killed in the line of duty, established an effective date, and providing a repealings clause, savings clause, and severability clause. Ordinance 2020-135, authorizing and accepting a grant award for the State of Texas Office of the Attorney General, Victim Coordinator, and Liaison Grant Program in the amount of $42,000. This is a continuation, year 2 of 2-year grant. This agreement was previously authorized under the City of Pasadena Ordinance 2019-173, Ordinance 2020-136, authorizing and approving a 12-month supply contract with Baker and Taylor LLC using Tech Smart by contract 715M2, $215,000. Ordinance 137, amending ordinance 2021-06, which approved an interlocal agreement and right of entry with Harris County Flood Control District for the Partnership Park Annex Drainage Improvements Project, CIP D039, and the Golden Acres Detention Project, CIP D044, in which the county will fund an amount not to exceed $738,000 for design and construction. Ordinance 2021-38, authorizing and approving a lease agreement with the new Singular Wireless PSC AT&T LLC to grant new Chapter Wireless PCS AT&T LLC permission to lease space on the city's telecommunications tower located adjacent to the new municipal court building. Ordinance 2021-39, accepting and approving a grant award and an agreement from the Texas Department of Public Safety Division of Emergency Management for fiscal year 2020 Emergency Managed Performance Grant in the amount of $46,004.81 to be administered by the Emergency Management Department. Ordinance 2021-40, authorizing and approving the purchase of one Pierce custom chassis, 100-foot mid-mounted aerial, and one IHC non-walk-in rescue trucks from Siddons Martin Emergency Group using HCAD contract FS 1219, $1,980,329. Ordinance 2021-42, authorizing and approving an agreement with John Thomas for tennis pro concessionaire services at the Harry P. Taylor Tennis Center. And ordinance 2021-43, authorizing and approving a water agreement and wastewater treatment agreement between the city of Pasadena, Texas, and the city of Sioux Group, Texas, amending ordinance 8840.
Motion passed. Second by Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Madam Secretary, brings us down to.
To A, go back
Yes.
to, okay. Ordinance 2021-26, an ordinance proposing the adoption of a property tax rate for 2020 tax year of 0.533677 per $100 value for the city of Pasadena, Harris County, Texas, the same as a no new revenue tax, formerly known as the effective tax rate, which is lower than the 2019 adopted tax rate of 0.570342 per $100 by 0.036665 or less than 6.43%, authorizing the levy, assessment, and collection of ad valorem taxes based upon the established rate, declaring distribution, offset tax rate in the general fund and the debt service fund of the city, and providing for a severability clause.
Motion.
We have a motion by Shanebine, second by Ibarra. Any questions? Brings us down to a roll call vote, starting in District A. We have a yes, B,
Yes.
C, D,
Yes.
E, F,
Yes.
G,
Yes.
H,
Yes.
and the mayor says yes, of course.
Okay,
Okay, Madam Secretary, that passes, brings us down to
number P.
P.
Okay. Ordinance 2021-41, authorizing and approving an increase in the automobile allowance for each council member each month from $650 to $1,100.
Motion by Ibarra,
Second.
second by Lehman. Any questions? Let's go. Who's mayor? Got it, go ahead, sir.
This is a little bit, I guess, crazy to me to see a car allowance on the increase for council members. I think that it's not the right time to ask for things of this nature. We're in the middle of a pandemic. People are unable to pay rent. People are unable to buy groceries, put diapers on their kids. Basic life things that everybody needs from day-to-day basis. I believe that what we have right now is sufficient. You may hear some arguments about, everybody else has gotten a raise throughout the city except for city council, and, all I can say to that is cry me a river. I do this job because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy giving back to the community, and I thoroughly enjoy, coming to these council meetings with these guys, and whether we agree or disagree on things, it's what democracy is all about. And that's what I like about it. I don't do it for the money, and if this thing does pass, I will not be accepting it. So, I don't know, why or what the need is for this, but, I just don't think, if anything, we need to take this $50,000 and we need to give it back to the community, to the people that need help paying their rent, need help with groceries and things of that nature, that I pass.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? We'll go, roll call vote. A? Oh, you make a comment? or-
Yeah, let me just kind of give a little bit of background on this. This has been discussed several years. It was done a couple of years ago in a different manner. Now it's being discussed basically again. Let's be totally honest, this is not solely for a car allowance. If you look at the amendment that was passed in 2007, I'm not going to read it all, but it basically says other expenses that may be identified as servicing a public purpose by a vote of the city council. So yes, it says car allowance, but it's not solely for a car allowance. It's for cell phone, computer, internet, you name it. But, you know, there was some discussion earlier about this particular ordinance and being a total about giving yourself a pay raise. What happened in 2007 is the council did a budget, actually there was a charter election, and the total compensation for the council to go up was voted down. Council at that time came up with this as an alternative and put it on the agenda. There's a couple of council members that are here that did that and voted for it. And so this is not solely, like I said, a car allowance, it's a total compensation. We can go back and debate whether it's excessive or not. At the end of the day, city employees have gotten a cost of living for the last 15 years. The mayor's gotten a cost of living. Their taxes are down 8 cents this year. We have a healthy fund balance. We're helping citizens by basically giving them Pasadena Strong, helping them with the rent assistance and some other stuff. Anytime a public official gets a raise, it's always controversial. But at the end of the day, this is just another method that we can maybe recruit people to run for city council. This might be the last time they get a car allowance increase for the next 15 years. The last one that they got was in 2007. It's 13 years later. But I just want to say, can clarify, this is not solely a car allowance, and we can debate back and forth. And with that, I'll pass, Mayor.
Okay.
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I concur with Councilman Ibarra. The car allowance was originally passed in 2007. This ordinance clarifies what the car allowance actually covers. It's not just putting gas in your car. I mean, there's numerous things on here that council members pay out of pocket. And this car allowance is to cover some of the additional expenses other than just the car itself. We are giving the citizens a tax decrease. We do have rental assistance programs. I don't feel that the council is being excessive in this. There are council members that do spend a lot of time out in their district, meeting with their constituents, going to meetings, and I will be supporting this because I feel like it's a just increase for the council. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments before we go to vote? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was one of those councilmen that got it passed 15 years ago. That's when we had no car allowance. And the people say that it goes for other equipment. On my pay stub, it says car allowance. It doesn't say other equipment. And the council has a budget for other equipment. If you want some other piece of equipment, that goes out of that budget. But the way this happened, turned around, I made a lot of comments in pre-council, and in the matter of expediency, with first reading, I read a detailed analysis in my second reading, but the bottom line is, 15 years ago, we were stretching it. It's $650 a month. But now they want $1,100 a month, $100 less than the mayor, full time. It's greedy. It's just flat greedy. That's all there is to it. And the lady brought up the car allowance. I agree with her, what it should be, how much you use on gas. It doesn't include all those other expenditures they've added all of a sudden, this and that. I mean, if you wasn't on council, you'll still be paying for all those insurance and maintenance on your car. Depreciation, they really stressed it here. But the bottom line is, 15 years ago, it was stretching it, and now it's pure greed. I pass.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Mayor?
Yes, sir, absolutely, go ahead.
I want to say that, just so our citizens understand, the council's salary is set in the city charter. And that salary is $300 a month. $300 a month to come to meetings, to official council meetings twice a month, workshops sometimes, community events, take phone calls, the whole nine. I think in 2007, there was an issue where like, hey, $300 a month, it is a service, but it's kind of eating into my time, my family time, my finances, all things. And so they did come out and say, hey, there needs to be some type of compensation, so that council members can continue to serve, the community without negatively affecting their own life. They took it to the voters, and the voters did not, approve an increase in salary, so there was an ordinance passed to help with the car allowance. The mayor's salary is tied to a percentage of the judge's salary. And every year, the mayor gets an automatic increase, without having to be approved by council, without having to go, to the voters. That's because of the time and efforts that he gives, whoever that mayor may be. And I do feel like something similar needs to be made with council members, because, 20, 15 years at a time without any type of increase with inflation and everything else, it does seem like a long time to go. And I mean, just in context, other cities pay their council members $75,000 with full staffs and everything else. So the citizens here in Pasadena are getting a pretty good deal as far as their elected official goes, for what they're paying. That being said, I don't think this is the way to do it. I think we should take it to the voters. I think the voters should approve a salary
Okay,
for
sir.
council members,
Thank
and
you
with
for your
that, I'll
comments.
pass.
Okay. All right, let's do a roll call vote. District A? District B?
Yes?
District C?
No.
District D?
No.
District E?
No.
District F?
Yes?
District G? No. District H?
No.
And the mayor's no. Okay, fails. Okay, Madam Secretary, brings us down to resolutions.
Yes, sir. Resolution 2021-19, a resolution approving the quarterly compiled financial statements of the city of Pasadena, Texas for the 6 months ending March 31, 2020, as submitted by Belt Harris Podcheck LLP, certified public accountants. Resolution 2021-20, a resolution accepting a donation of $250 from Spanky's Pizza for use by the neighborhood network as needed for any program, event, or activity during the scope of their work. The donation contains a booklet of $55 cash coupons to be used at the Pasadena location. Resolution 2021-21, a resolution authorizing the mayor on behalf of the Pasadena Police Department to accept a donation of $2,000 from Lyondale Chemical Company for use by the Pasadena Police Department to purchase additional gym equipment for the Police Academy. Resolution 2021-22, a resolution authorizing the Pasadena Parks and Recreation Department to apply for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department Local Parks Grant to develop additional parkland. Resolution 123, a resolution confirming the mayor's appointment of Charles Eugene Cowles Jr., MD, as the City of Pasadena Health Authority in accordance with state statute and city ordinance. Resolution 2020-124, a resolution accepting the Pasadena Healthy Parks Plan prepared by Ascuera Robinson, Houston Parks Board, and Land and Water Connections Consulting as an accurate assessment of the recreational needs of the city of Pasadena with the intent to follow recommendations as set forth therein.
Motion. Motion Ibarra, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, thank everybody for joining us at our council meeting. This meeting is adjourned. God bless.